Heartwarming call revealed, little girl saves millionaire CEO's son from unconsciousness on the community fair grounds. Lily was just 10, a small girl with an enormous heart. In her bustling suburban neighborhood, most kids were lost in the buzz of their lives, but not Lily. She didn't just watch, she helped. She helped Mrs. Thompson, the elderly widow, carry her groceries. She listened to her classmate Ben, who got bullied for being different. Her single mother worked long hours at the local diner, yet Lily always wore a smile, embodying kindness as if it were a superpower. But on this particular Saturday, everything would change in an instant. At the community fair, laughter bubbled in the air like soda fizz. Parents tucked cotton candy into eager hands, while colorful booths glimmered under the brilliant sun. But then, it happened. Ryan, the son of a well-known CEO, collapsed. His skin broke out into hives. Panic sucked the joy out of the air. Voices screamed for help, while children clung to their parents, wide-eyed with terror. In the eye of the storm, Lily's mind cleared. She remembered her first aid training, the comforting words of her teacher ringing in her ears. Stay calm in emergencies. Lily dashed through flailing arms and bewildered faces, the determined fire in her eyes shining brighter than ever. She reached Ryan, and while his parents stood frozen in fear, she fell to her knees. Hey, Ryan. Stay with me. She urged, grabbing her phone. I'm calling for help. As she punched 911 into the phone, her heart raced, yet a calmness settled over her. The boy needed someone, and she was here. Despite her desperate attempts to bring light to the situation, the adult bystanders whispered judgments, their beliefs wrapped in the safety of their own social standings. Who is she? Just a kid trying to grab the spotlight, they murmured, their biases cutting through the commotion. But with every action, Lily proved them wrong, an embodiment of courage that belied her stature. The paramedics finally arrived, breaking through the crowd. Relief briefly surged through the air, but tension persisted. Ryan's parents, initially skeptical, couldn't ignore the truth anymore as they saw Lily's unwavering focus. She wasn't just a girl, she was the reason their son was still breathing. In that moment of crisis, barriers started to crumble. The divide between the rich and the struggling disappeared, even if only momentarily. Everyone around witnessed the true value of human life and the strength of character. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As days passed and Ryan recovered, the connection between the families deepened, weaving their lives together in unexpected ways. They began to learn about each other's hardships, and Lily's world collided with Ryan's in a way no one could have anticipated. What happens next? Will Ryan's family open their hearts to Lily's world, embracing empathy over privilege? Can Lily's family find hope amidst their struggles? The lines are drawn, and what lies ahead is a journey of understanding that could change everything. As the sun set on the last day of summer, a golden hue bathed Lily's neighborhood. School was just around the corner, and the air carried the sweet scent of change. Yet for Lily, everything felt different. After her brave act at the fair, she wasn't just a little girl anymore, she was a hero in her community. That newfound fame felt heavy on her heart, something she was still trying to understand. One afternoon, as she wandered down the street with her best friend Sarah, they found themselves outside Ryan's front yard, a sprawling estate with manicured lawns and towering hedges. The door swung open, and Ryan appeared with a bandage on his arm, his face lighting up when he spotted Lily. "Hey, Lily!" he called out, his voice warm and inviting. "You want to come in? I have something to show you." Lily exchanged an uncertain glance with Sarah, but curiosity swept over her. The boy who had once been a stranger, now tied to her forever, had become a friend. Sure, she said, her heart fluttering with excitement. Inside, the house was filled with the gentle hum of a music player and the laughter of Ryan's younger siblings. They raced through the hallways, their energy infectious. Ryan led Lily and Sarah to a large room filled with vibrant paintings, toys, and even a gaming console. The whole place radiated joy, a stark contrast to Lily's more modest home. "Wow, this is amazing!" Sarah exclaimed, looking around in awe. "Thanks. My dad says it's important for us to have fun," Ryan replied with a shy smile, still mindful of his parents' recent concerns. Lily bit her lip, wondering how Ryan could take such things for granted. As they settled down on the plush carpet, Ryan pulled out a small box. "Check this out." He revealed a collection of model cars, each one more intricate than the last. "I built these myself. My dad helped me." For a moment, the worries that lingered on Lily's shoulders faded. They laughed, played, and lost track of time. But soon, the playful atmosphere melted away when Ryan's father walked in. The man's stern expression cut through the laughter. "Ryan, it's time to go over your homework," he said gruffly, eyeing Lily with a hint of suspicion. The warmth that filled the room deflated as Ryan's smile vanished. "Can I finish showing Lily my cars first?" Ryan pleaded. "No, you know how important your studies are," his father insisted, an edge to his tone. As Ryan reluctantly nodded, Lily felt a pang in her heart. Here she was, just a kid who had acted on instinct. Yet now, there were suddenly invisible lines drawn in the sand, boundaries she hadn't anticipated. Sarah gently tugged at Lily's sleeve. "Maybe we should go," but before they could move, Ryan's father swept out of the room. Lily's chest tightened at the silence that followed. Ryan's gaze fell to the carpet, disappointment flickering across his face. "Sorry about that," he mumbled, forcefully trying to muster a smile. Lily's spirit sank. "It's okay, I understand." Her voice trembled slightly, masking all the feelings of inadequacy swelling inside her. As they walked back to the door, something shifted in Lily's heart. She felt the weight of a world she didn't fully belong to. But in that moment, she also understood something profound. Sometimes, even the most innocent friendships could face the storms of social barriers. When they reached the front porch, Ryan paused. "Do you want to come back tomorrow? We don't have to do homework all day," he invited, a glimmer of hope returning to his eyes. "Of course," she blurted, her heart racing once more. But as they said their goodbyes, she wondered if their connection could withstand the pressures that loomed over them. Lily had sparked something powerful, but would their friendship survive the realities of their worlds? The questions lingered in the air like an unanswered prayer as she stepped back into the sunlight, her heart aching with a mixture of hope and uncertainty. What awaited them next? The next day dawned bright and clear, the kind of day that could fill a heart with hope. As Lily got ready, her excitement built like a balloon about to burst. She picked out her favorite shirt, the one with the bright flowers that brought out the spark in her eyes. Today, she would see Ryan again. When she finally arrived at his house, her heart raced. She stood before the majestic front door, feeling small against its grandeur. But before she could gather the courage to knock, Ryan dashed out, a wide smile brightening his face. "Lily!" he exclaimed, waving her over. "I'm so glad you came." "Me too," she replied, feeling her nervousness melt away. "What do you want to do today?" Ryan's eyes gleamed with mischief. "Let's challenge each other at video games." Lily's heart danced. They raced inside, the laughter of Ryan's siblings echoing behind them. For a moment, it was just the two of them, immersed in the colorful world of monsters and magical quests. Their competitive spirits ignited friendly banter that filled the room with warmth, but just as Lily was about to win, Ryan paused the game. "Hey, Lily. Can I ask you something?" He looked serious all of a sudden, his usual charm replaced by an uncharacteristic hesitation. "Sure." What's on your mind? She felt a sudden shift, as if a weight hung in the air between them. He fidgeted with his controller, his voice barely above a whisper. Do you ever feel like you don't belong? The question struck Lily like a bolt, an echo of her own feelings. All the time, she admitted, her heart thumping loudly. Sometimes I feel like there's this line, and I'm on one side and everyone else is on the other. Ryan nodded, his face softening. I feel that too. My dad always talks about college and money, and what I should be like. What if that's not me? Lily spoke from her heart. You can be whoever you want to be, Ryan. Your dad might be focused on one thing, but you're more than that. Just like I'm more than just someone who did one brave thing. A flicker of understanding passed between them, deepening their bond. The laughter and joy that filled the room before came back, but this time, it felt layered with something more real. Their fears, vulnerabilities shared. But just as they were settling into this newfound connection, Ryan's father entered. The sternness of his demeanor loomed large. Ryan, remember, you have soccer practice soon, he said, eyes darting between his son and Lily, their laughter fading against his presence. Can't I just finish one more game? Ryan begged, the frustration clear in his tone. No. Priorities, Ryan, his father replied sharply. Without another glance, he turned to leave, the door clicking shut behind him. Lily felt a lump in her throat. The sudden shift from excitement to heaviness weighed on her. She looked at Ryan, his face a mix of disappointment and frustration. Sorry, she whispered, feeling an aching remorse. Ryan sighed. It's not your fault. It's just my dad doesn't see things the way I do. I get it. Lily searched for the right words, desperate to uplift him. But maybe one day, he will. Just then, another idea sparked in her mind, and she felt a small grin spread across her face. What if we make a dream board? We write down our goals, what we want to do. Ryan's eyes lit up, and for a moment, their troubles disappeared. That actually sounds amazing. Let's do it after soccer practice. The excitement returned, but as Lily walked back home later that day, the weight of Ryan's struggles pressed on her heart. Outside, the surrounding beauty of summer now felt bittersweet. Could their friendship be enough to bridge the gap between their vastly different worlds? As she passed by familiar houses, the question nagged at her, were they strong enough to fight against what lay ahead? The sun dipped low, casting a long shadow behind her, hinting at the challenges that awaited them both. What awaited in the next chapter of their friendship? Lily tossed and turned that night, sleep refusing to settle over her. She couldn't shake the feeling that their friendship was standing on a precipice, balancing between joy and the heaviness of the real world. As her mind wandered, she pictured Ryan's face, the way it fell when his father walked in. The next morning, the sun peeked through her curtains, golden rays breaking through the gloom. Lily leaped out of bed, the idea of the dream board bubbling in her mind like a fresh pot of coffee. Determination filled her. Today was about possibilities, a way to map out their futures beyond the confines of their expectations. At school, she rushed through her classes, her heart racing with anticipation. The final bell rang, and adrenaline surged as she ran outside. The field was awash in sunlight, the sounds of laughter and the thud of soccer balls filling the air. Spotting Ryan, she waved frantically. He spotted her too, his smile bright against the backdrop of chaos. After practice, Lily pulled out her notepad, ready to get creative. Okay, let's do this. She exclaimed, her voice bubbling with excitement. Ryan plopped down beside her on the grass, a hint of uncertainty flickering in his eyes. You really think this will help? Absolutely. Lily replied. It's a chance to talk about our dreams, to remind ourselves who we want to be. No limits. Taking a deep breath, Ryan nodded. All right, let's give it a shot. They spread out colorful markers and magazines across the grass, slicing through the tension that bubbled beneath the surface. As they flipped through pictures, laughter spilled between them, evolving into a more profound conversation. Lily tore out an image of a breathtaking mountain landscape, its peaks radiant against a blue sky. I want to travel. See the world, not just what's here. Ryan considered it, then revealed his choice, a photo of a tech conference bustling with innovation. I want to create things that matter. Be an inventor, or maybe even a game designer. They dove deeper into their aspirations, feeling the weight of their worries lift. But just as hope blossomed, Ryan's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, his brow furrowing. "What's wrong?" Lily asked, sensing the abrupt shift in his mood. "It's my dad," Ryan admitted, his voice small. "He wants me home now." "Right now?" Lily felt her heart drop. They were so close to uncovering something beautiful. "Yeah. He has plans for me, and it's always urgent." Anxiety crept into Ryan's features, shadows covering the light of their earlier excitement. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pull you into all this." Ryan smiled faintly, but it didn't reach his eyes. "No, it's okay. I want to make this happen." Hey," Lily interrupted gently, "this isn't the end. We'll keep building the board. I can bring it to school. We'll dream together, okay?" "Okay." The resolve slowly returned to Ryan's face. "I'd like that." As he walked away, Lily felt a mix of triumph and fear. She was determined to be there for him, to keep the dream alive even when life became complicated. That evening, as she prepared for bed, her phone buzzed. A message from Ryan lit up the screen. "Thanks, Lily. You always know how to brighten my day." A warmth spread through her chest. Tomorrow, they would continue their quest for dreams together, forging a path forward. But as she drifted off, her mind lingered on the last thread of uncertainty. Could they really change their futures against pressures that felt so insurmountable? The next day was bound to bring challenges, but in her heart, she believed they were just beginning to fight for what mattered. What revelations awaited them both? The next day dawned bright and hopeful, but Lily could feel the weight still pressing on her chest. She arrived at school early, clutching the precious notepad filled with dreams they had started weaving together. Each page turned felt like a promise, but somewhere inside, she was haunted by the sight of Ryan's troubled face the day before. When she spotted him at their usual spot after classes, her nervousness vanished into a smile. Ryan looked up, and the moment their eyes met, his relief was palpable. "Hey! You came." He was carving his own path on the grass, sketching something. "Of course. I thought we could add to our board," she said, settling down beside him. "What are you working on now?" He turned the notepad to show her a rough outline of a game app, complete with characters, adventure settings, and a gameplay loop. "I was thinking of a way to merge technology with stories, to inspire people. It could be fun, right?" Lily's heart raced. "This is amazing, Ryan. You've got real talent." But just as excitement buzzed between them, the bell rang, interrupting their moment. The hum of students flooded the courtyard, and Ryan's demeanor faltered again. He glanced at his phone, anxiety washing over him. "Lily, my dad texted. I need to go now." "Right now? Can't it wait?" The frustration surged within her. He hesitated, the light fading from his gaze. "He wants me to help with something important at the office. It's always urgent." As he turned to leave, Lily felt desperation clawing at her. "Wait." Ryan stopped in his tracks, looking back at her. "Can we at least talk about more ideas for the board? Just to keep the dream alive?" A flicker of something, a spark of hope or understanding crossed Ryan's face. "Yeah, that would be great. Just hurry back, okay? Promise." She reached out, squeezing his hand. Their connection felt fragile, almost electric, as if it could snap at any moment. Ryan nodded and dashed off, disappearing into the crowd as Lily sat there, heart thudding. The uncertainty bubbled inside her. She continued to scribble down ideas, trying to shape the future they envisioned. Time crept by. Finally, headed home, she glanced at her phone. A message shone under the fading sunlight. "Lily, I wish I could tell you everything. I just don't know how." It sent a jolt through her. "You can trust me," she typed back, feeling the heaviness settle like a shadow. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, a plan took shape in her mind. It wasn't just about dreams anymore, it was about fighting for what they wanted. The following day at school, Lily arrived with supplies for their project. As she set up in their spot, a familiar figure approached. It was Emily, Ryan's older sister. A concern etched across her brow caught Lily off guard. "Hey, have you seen Ryan? He didn't come home last night." A tight coil of worry spiraled within her. "I thought he was with you." Emily shook her head, frustration creeping into her voice. "No. He was supposed to help with the family business." "What is going on?" Lily felt a growing concern that something deeper was happening. Emily sighed, her composure cracking. "There's more to the story. He is struggling, and I need someone to help him outside of all this." Lily's heart raced. "I will. He needs support." But as she said it, a wave of dread washed over her. What if Ryan's struggles were beyond what she could tackle? She stood, sensing the looming shadows and relentless burdens pressing down not just on Ryan, but on her too. As they ventured toward Ryan's house, Lily knew they were racing against time. What truths awaited them, and could they handle the strength it would take to face them? The walk to Ryan's house felt longer with every step. The autumn leaves crunched beneath their feet, echoing Lily's growing anxiety. She stole glances at Emily, who was walking beside her, both of them lost in their own worries. With each scrape of a shoe on the pavement, Lily's heart beat faster, filling her with dread. What could have happened to Ryan? "Do you think something is actually wrong?" Emily broke the silence, her voice trembling slightly. "I don't know, but something isn't right." Lily continued to scan the street. The houses appeared eerily quiet. "He wouldn't just not come home. He knows you worry." Emily nodded, her jaw tightening. "He doesn't want to be a burden, not to you, or me. I know he feels trapped." As they turned the corner, Lily's mind raced with thoughts of what could possibly be weighing on Ryan. The passion they shared over dreams contrasted sharply with this looming reality. She remembered the sketch he had been working on before he hurried off. It had been filled with creativity and potential, everything bright in their lives. But now, uncertainty hung thick in the air. When they reached Ryan's house, the familiar facade felt cold and unwelcoming. The front door stood ajar, the silence inside nearly palpable. "Do we just walk in?" Lily asked hesitantly. Emily pushed open the door wider, and it creaked softly. "He might be in his room." Lily felt a chill run down her spine. "Do you think he is okay?" "I hope so," Emily said, barely above a whisper as she stepped inside, Lily following closely behind. They called out his name, voices bouncing off the walls, swallowed by the stillness. "Ryan." No response. The absence of sound shook Lily to her core. She ventured further, taking cautious steps into the dimly lit hallway, the air thick with something unnameable. Emily led the way to Ryan's room, her heart pounding louder than the steady tread of their feet. As they pushed the door open, a wave of relief washed over them. Ryan lay on his bed, but something wasn't right. He looked pale, too still. "Ryan." Lily rushed forward, her heart dropping. The sketchpad lay nearby, scattered with ideas that filled the air between them, yet he remained motionless. Emily moved closer too, panic flooding her voice. "Ryan. Please wake up." She touched his shoulder, shaking him gently. It was like waking from a nightmare, watching as his eyes slowly fluttered open. Confusion filled his gaze, and Lily felt tears prick her eyes. "Ryan, thank goodness you're awake." "Lily? Emily?" He blinked, his voice barely a whisper. "What are you doing here?" Emily fiercely held his gaze. We came looking for you. You worried us. Yeah, I wasn't feeling well. I just needed to lie down. As Ryan's words hung in the air, an overwhelming sense of defeat radiated from him. What's really going on? Lily asked, leaning closer. We're friends. You can trust us. Ryan's eyes dropped, and for a moment, an invisible weight pressed down on him. It's just everything feels too heavy. My dad, the pressure I can't help if you don't let me in, Lily said gently. You don't have to carry all of this alone. Ryan hesitated, the emotion swelling in his throat like a torrent of untold stories. Just when it seemed he would turn to her, the moment was abruptly interrupted by a loud crash from downstairs. Emily jumped, eyes wide. What was that? I'm not sure. Ryan sat up, worry returning to his features. They all shared a look of uncertainty, adrenaline kicking in as they realized they needed to find out. The unease in their hearts ignited into a fierce determination. They had come too far to stand back now. What if it's something serious? Lily whispered, adrenaline coursing through her. Let's check it out, together, Ryan said, a newfound resolve flickering in his eyes. As they descended the stairs cautiously, Lily wondered if they were stepping into an even greater mystery than they had anticipated. What awaited them in the depths of the unknown? As they reached the bottom of the stairs, the eerie quiet was shattered by another crash. This time, a sharp sound like glass shattering echoed through the small house. Lily felt her stomach lurch. Ryan, stay behind us, she whispered, glancing back at him and then at Emily, who nodded in silent agreement. They moved cautiously toward the kitchen, each step filled with a mix of fear and protective instinct. The soft light from the overhead fixture glinted off fragments of glass scattered across the floor, like tiny stars fallen from the sky. It was a mess, but Lily forced herself to breathe. She had to stay focused. What could it be? Emily kept her voice low, bracing against the wall at the entrance to the kitchen. Maybe it was just an accident, Ryan offered, but his voice wavered, betraying the anxiety coursing through him. Lily squinted into the dimness, her heart pounding against her ribs. With a gentle nudge, she pushed the door further open. The scene before her was chaotic. The kitchen table was overturned, and a chair lay on its side. Yet, there was no sign of an intruder, no one to blame for the turmoil. However, her eyes caught sight of movement. In the corner of the kitchen, a small figure was crouched, surrounded by what appeared to be broken dishes. Lily's legs went cold as she took in the sight of a little girl, no older than 7 or 8, her tangled hair hiding her face as she fidgeted with a shard of glass. Hey, are you okay? Lily ventured, her voice trembling softly. The girl looked up, startled, her eyes wide and glistening with tears. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to help. She exclaimed. Her voice was tiny, almost lost in the chaos around them. Help? Emily echoed, kneeling down to appear less intimidating. What do you mean? The girl wiped her tears with her fist. I tried to grab the cookie jar to surprise Ryan, but then it fell. Her tiny body trembled, and Lily felt an ache in her heart at the fragile look on the girl's face. Ryan's expression softened, and he took a step closer. It's okay. Accidents happen. Are you hurt? No. The girl shook her head vehemently, but the fear in her eyes told a different story. Good, Lily said gently, trying to ease the tension. Can you come out from there? We want to make sure you're safe. For a moment, the little girl hesitated, but then she nodded slowly, standing up. A few pieces of glass clung to her dress, but Ryan's eyes were fixed on the girl, a flicker of understanding passing between them. It's all right, we'll clean this up together, Ryan reassured her, his own worries momentarily forgotten in the presence of this innocent soul. As they began to pick up the fallen dishes, the gravity of their earlier worries seemed to lift, if only slightly. The act itself felt like a tiny oasis in the midst of their storm. Laughter flickered as they shared stories and connected over simple moments. Lily felt a warmth spread inside her, a shimmer of hope that broke through the anxiety. Maybe the real mystery they had encountered was not just the chaos of the moment, but finding connection even when things felt overwhelming. But as they finished cleaning, Ryan's gaze darkened, and he seemed to retreat back into his own thoughts. "What's wrong, Ryan?" Lily asked, noticing the shift. "It just feels like there's more to all this," he muttered, glancing toward the front of the house, where the shadows loomed ominously in the late afternoon light. Lily opened her mouth to respond but was cut short as a loud knock rippled through the silence of the house. They froze, a chill creeping back into the air. "Who could that be?" Emily whispered, her voice trembling again. Ryan's face paled. "I don't know." The newcomers stood just beyond the door, their intentions hidden beneath the shadows. What lay behind that door? Was it someone to help or another source of confusion? Lily's heart raced as she exchanged worried glances with Emily and Ryan. They had faced the unknown together, but this felt different. What if this visit changed everything again? The knock came again, this time more insistent, echoing through the small house like a thunderclap. Lily felt her breathing quicken as her mind raced. She glanced at Emily, who looked just as frightened. Ryan's eyes darted nervously between them and the door. "Open it," Ryan commanded, trying to sound brave, but it came out more like a plea. "Are you sure?" Lily hesitated, her instincts screaming for caution. What if it's not safe? Before any of them could voice their reservations, the knocking continued, more frantic now. The little girl shuffled closer to Lily, her small hand gripping the hem of Lily's shirt. It was a subtle reminder of how fragile their situation had become. "Maybe it's just someone looking for help," Emily suggested weakly, proving just how scared they all were. "Maybe it's the neighbors or something." After a moment of hesitation, Lily took a step forward and reached for the doorknob. "I'll check," she said, her own fear melting into a wave of protective instinct. With a slow turn of the knob, the door creaked open to reveal a man standing there, disheveled and visibly shaken. He was in his late 30s, wearing a suit that looked slightly rumpled, as if he'd been dashing from one place to another. "Is anyone in there?" he asked, urgency lining his voice. "I need help." Lily couldn't quite read him, but his eyes darted around the house as if he expected someone to pounce from the shadows. "My son, he's in trouble. I think he's hurt." "Your son?" Ryan repeated, stepping forward. "What happened?" The man inhaled sharply, trying to collect himself. "He was playing nearby when he fell." The words tumbled out in a rush. "He hit his head, and I can't get to him. I thought I could get help here. Please, I need someone to come with me." A wave of instinctive worry washed over Lily. The little girl behind her shifted, sensing the rising tension. The kitchen chaos felt insignificant when held against this news. "Okay," Lily said firmly. "We'll help you. Just tell us where to go." Her voice was steady, though her heartbeat quickened. Ryan cast a concerned glance at Emily, who nodded slowly, still shaken but resolute in her commitment to stand by their side. "Lead the way," Ryan said, his youthful bravado returning as adrenaline surged through him. "Just around the block," the man replied, urgency snapping into his demeanor. "Please. He is still outside. He may need medical attention." As they moved toward the door, tension lingered in the air. Questions buzzed through Lily's mind. What if they couldn't help? What if it was too late? The little girl tugged at Lily's sleeve again. "Will we save him?" she asked, her voice small and fragile. Lily knelt down to meet her eye level. "We'll do everything we can. You've already shown bravery. Just remember that, okay?" The girl nodded, her confidence building a little with the exchange. With the man leading the way, they stepped out into the waning light, the shadows growing longer as they moved towards a sense of urgent purpose. Each of them felt the weight of what lay ahead. A mix of hope and fear clung to them like a thin mist, as they sprinted toward the unknown. As they rounded the corner, the sight that greeted them made the air thicken. A small figure lay on the ground, and a crowd had gathered. "Is that him?" Ryan called out, running faster. Lily's heart raced. The moment felt suspended, as if time itself had halted. What awaited them on the other side of this chaos? Would they find the answers they sought, or uncover a darkness they weren't prepared to face? Little did they know, the truth behind this urgent call would challenge them in ways they could hardly fathom. The crowd parted as they neared the small figure on the ground. Lily's heart dropped at the sight. A boy, probably no older than 8, lay there, small and fragile against the cold pavement. His face was pale, and one side of his head glistened with a dark, sticky substance. "Is that him?" Ryan yelled, breathless. "Yes. That's him." The man replied, panic eating away at his composure. "I need someone to check his pulse, please." Lily felt the grip of fear tighten in her throat. She took a deep breath, forcing herself to move closer. "We need to call 911, she yelled to Emily over the growing murmurs of the crowd. She could sense the pressure of the onlookers' eyes, their faces a mix of concern and worry. "Right." Emily fumbled for her phone, but the little girl's fingers clutched Lily's shirt tighter. "Don't leave me," she whispered, her blue eyes wide with fear. "I want tea." "I promise," Lily murmured, kneeling beside the boy. Ryan crouched next to her, his youthful energy giving way to a seriousness that pushed back his earlier bravado. "Check for his pulse, Lily," Ryan instructed, his voice lower now, almost reverent. She hesitated, her fingers hovering over the boy's tiny wrist. As she looked into his still face, she felt tears prick her eyes. The vulnerability was overwhelming. This boy could have been like Ryan, full of life, laughter, and dreams yet unfulfilled. She found the pulse. It was weak but there. Relief cascaded through her, but it was laced with a fear too potent to dismiss. "He has a pulse." "It's weak," she shouted, and the man's face crumpled with desperation. "Someone get an ambulance." He barked to the crowd. People shifted, glancing from one to another, but nobody moved. "Do it." Lily echoed, her instinct propelling her. "He needs help now." The girl peered over Lily's shoulder, visibly trembling. "Is he going to be okay?" she asked, voice quivering. Lily looked into her eyes, channeling every bit of hope she could muster. "We're going to do everything we can to help him, all right?" Ryan leaned closer, adding, "Keep talking to him. Maybe he can hear us." He focused on the boy's face, softly saying, "Come on, buddy. You can do this. Just hold on." The man knelt down, panic making his features harsh. "My son needs to wake up." He sobbed, broken beneath the weight of his fear. Lily felt a surge of determination. "He can hear you. Just keep talking. Your voice is strong." Suddenly, the boy's eyelids fluttered. A small gasp escaped his lips, and Lily's stomach tightened with a mix of hope and dread. "Stay with us," she pleaded. "Stay with us." As people began to step forward, the tension broke like a wave. One man reached for his phone, finally calling for an ambulance while others formed a tighter circle to shield the family. The boy blinked, slowly focusing on the faces around him. The tension in the air shifted again, from despair to flickers of hope. After a moment, the corners of his mouth turned up, almost imperceptibly, but it was enough to spark a collective sigh of relief. "See?" Lily whispered to the little girl, "He's fighting, just like you." But as the sirens wailed in the distance, signaling help was on the way, a dreadful thought crept into her mind. They had to learn the cause of the boy's fall. Could this be just a tragic accident or something darker lurking nearby? As the crowd buzzed with renewed hope, Lily's heart began to race again. What lay behind that innocent moment of playing, and how deep did the mystery reach? Would they all come together just to face a darker truth ahead? In the face of uncertainty, Lily felt resolve settle in her chest like a warm embrace. The boy, still fragile but fighting, had stirred something deep within her. She recognized that hope, even in the darkest situations, could spiral into courage and strength. As the sound of sirens drew closer, she focused on the boy's face, willing him to hold on. "You're not alone, buddy," she said softly, squeezing the little girl's hand beside her. "We've got you." Ryan shared a determined glance with Lily. Together, they kept their vigil, supporting the family that had unraveled before them. The small figure on the ground slowly began to regain color, the faint hint of life igniting within him. Relief washed over the crowd as paramedics finally arrived, rushing into the chaos with swift efficiency. As the ambulance doors swung open, Lily felt the weight of the moment crash over her, the fear, anxiety, and urgency all conjoined into this action-packed culmination. The paramedics quickly assessed the boy, taking control of the situation, and lifted him gently onto a stretcher. "That's it, stay strong," Ryan murmured, his voice now thick with emotion. "We're right here." The boy's parents were ushered along with the stretcher, their tension melting away to a glimmer of hope as paramedics exchanged urgent but reassuring words. A hush fell over the crowd, the palpable energy shifting toward gratitude. Lily glanced around and saw faces transformed from worry to relief, connected by a shared moment. "Thank you," the father said to Lily and Ryan, his voice choked with gratitude. "You saved him." Tears glistened in his eyes, acknowledging the brave act of heart in the midst of panic, but in that moment of triumph, Lily felt a thread of anxiety weave through her. "What about you? Are you okay?" she asked, concerned for the father who looked as if he'd fought the world just to get to his son. He nodded, a weak smile breaking through the clouds. "I'll be okay. Thank you." "You both," he hesitated, his voice failing in the wake of gratitude. Ryan placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Let us keep checking in for him, together," Ryan said. Before anyone could speak again, the ambulance doors closed, and the siren blared, cutting through the stillness. As they watched the ambulance speed away, Lily realized a part of their journey was only just beginning. A bridge had been formed, one built not just on circumstance, but on unity, compassion, and humanity. Days passed, and news spread throughout the community about what had transpired. On a sunny Saturday morning, the small family of the boy invited Lily and Ryan to their backyard, where laughter still carried on in the air. "We want to thank you properly," his mother said, a warm smile lighting up her face. As they gathered around a picnic table, surrounded by new friends and shared experiences, Ryan leaned over to Lily, excitement bubbling through him. "Look at this!" he exclaimed, pointing to a new drawing taped to the fridge. It was a design for a game they had collaborated on, sparked by the adventure they'd shared. "We can do this. We can make it happen now." "Yes. We just need to stay committed to our dreams," Lily replied, her heart swelling with anticipation. They were two kids with a vision, determined to navigate an unpredictable world, supporting each other through thick and thin. As they exchanged ideas and laughter, a sense of community blossomed around them, from the new friendships forming to the collective understanding that emerged from hardship. Their aspirations no longer felt distant but within reach, like an open door leading to endless possibility. As the sun dipped beneath the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Lily felt a shift within herself. She embraced the realization that she was more than just a girl who had saved a boy. She was part of a larger story, a movement toward empathy and kindness that spread like wildfire. Her friendship with Ryan had broken down barriers and grown toward a future where dreams mattered more than material wealth. It was filled with hope and transformation sparked by simple acts of bravery. She looked around, her heart full as she grasped the profound connections formed that day. "Together, we can do anything," she said, her voice strong and unwavering, and as the sunset flickered in the sky above them, their hearts beat in unison, a reminder that sometimes it takes the most trying moments to uncover the deepest bonds. In sharing their light, they learned what it truly meant to rise above and turn challenges into triumphs together. Now's the time to act. If you felt that burst of inspiration, you need to subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss out on the next incredible story. Hit that like button now to fuel the algorithm and let this positivity spread like wildfire. Comment below with your thoughts and feelings about this emotional ending. And don't wait not even one more second. Share this video with at least 5 friends who need this dose of inspiration in their lives. Show your support and join the movement of kindness.